Hey guys, I'm going to talk about the game Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. And if you may have heard, this is it's got Game of the Year for 2011, sorry. And if you've played the game before this, Oblivion, you know this game is fun. If you played the one before Oblivion, Morrowind, you know they've improved a lot. Like, just from going through from Oblivion to Skyrim, it was a big difference. The graphics changed immensely. But if you've played Oblivion, you know there's a bunch of guilds. There's the Thieves Guild, the Dark Brotherhood, or also known as the Assassins Guild, the Fighters Guild, the Mage Guild. They brought pretty much everything in Skyrim. The only thing is, I don't think except the Thieves Guild is different. Everything changes. If you're in, if you've played Oblivion and you loved being a mage, they tripled the. I think they improved it by 3 times on Skyrim. Except if you want to be in the Mage Guild, you got to go to the College of Winterhold now. Decently hard to get to, but once you get there, it's worth it. Fighters Guild, it's the companions basically. If I don't know if yeah, they're in Whiterun, and now there's actually a war going on. Not like in Oblivion, but in Skyrim, it's between the Stormcloaks and the Imperial Legion. Yeah, you can join either side. You can join the Stormcloaks, or the Imperials. You don't even have to join one. You can just let that go on through the entire game. But basically, what Skyrim is about, getting through, figuring out doing what the Dragonborn was born to do. The main dragon, Alduin. If you've played the game, then you know the beginning of it when you're about to get your head cut off. That dragon that comes in, that is Alduin. You supposedly kill him at the end. If I don't, I'm sorry if I ruined the ending for you, but you supposedly kill him at the end, but normally when you kill a dragon in the game, you absorb its soul. Well, you don't absorb its soul, so they don't have actual meaning of it. So they're not completely sure. But if you've played Oblivion, the races, they have not changed from into Skyrim. They've stayed exactly the same. Well, except for the gameplay. The gameplay, usually in Oblivion, you have athletics and acrobatics. Those skills are completely gone. Now you have a run button, a sprint button, as in the computer games. It's personally, I think if Skyrim one came out, Oblivion wouldn't have got any more hype. Would have gotten down a lot more. Skyrim is my favorite. Can't say my favorite game, but in my top four, my top three actually. I cannot I cannot say anything bad about Skyrim. There's only one thing bad I can say, and that's some of the glitches. They're minor. They don't happen that often at all, but some of the glitches make me mad. Like if you shoot an arrow into a wall, sometimes it will disappear, and yeah, that's if you're into that archery stuff though. There's no more classes in this. Like, well, they're not classes, duh. Um, there's no more. You pick 7 major skills. Any skill you can pick any skill you want. Any skill levels you up when you level it up. Um, Instead of picking your sign at the beginning of the game as in Oblivion, instead of just picking it right out of thin air, you pick from Guardian Stones. Yeah, Skyrim though, great game. They kept the races as I said before. They did they improved Oblivion about 5 times. The graphics improved immensely. By the way, if you do become like a warrior, just to let you know, it gets difficult after a while because the weapons are more expensive because gold's a lot easier to find in the game. And if you're a stealthy person, make lockpicks last because you do not find that many. And mage is probably you don't really have to worry about anything except that your magical goes down a lot when you buy a spell. It There's always a downfall with each thing you pick. You could be an archer. The downfall with archers, 75% of the time you don't get any arrows back, and the other 25% you get a couple arrows back if you shoot someone and kill something. So and sometimes you can't even take your arrows out of the ground. Let's say you're an assassin. It's a downfall because your sneak doesn't it's if you don't wear the right clothing, you get detected a lot easier. There's a downfall to everything you pick. There's not one simple thing. But the storyline is you are Dragonborn. You can use the voice, which is different shouts in Dragon language. The first one you get, and it's like if you do the storyline, it is Unrelenting Force. It's this. If you watched any of the trailers for the game, that's the one they use where it goes Fushrora or whatever. That's the one they always use in the trailer. So yeah, you get that. Then you get a couple others during the it's. Then you get Whirlwind Sprint. If you've played the game, you know all of this. I don't know why you'd be watching it then, but yeah. Anyways, if you can afford the game, the game's about 50. If it's pre-owned, it's about 50. New 60. It's worth the money. You'll definitely love the game. I can say only one thing bad. That's the glitches. I've said that before. That's basically the only thing wrong with it. And that's all I have to say about the game. And game footage and gameplay footage.